You've been scrolling through endless pages of keyboards, and every description seems to end with a laundry list of numbers. What you really want is something you can set up, play, and trust night after night without wondering if you missed a hidden cost or a deal-breaker feature. You need a workhorse that feels natural under your fingers, stays reliable when you're gigging, and actually saves you money in the long run. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I started looking at arranger keyboards for my own studio, the first question I asked was simple. Will this instrument fit into the way I work, or will it become another piece of equipment that gathers dust? The Korg PA5X 88-key professional arranger bundle caught my eye because it's marketed as an all-in-one solution keyboard, real-time controllers, a full sound engine, and a slew of connections, all bundled together. That promise sounds great on paper, but the real test is whether those pieces actually click together when you're trying to record a song, teach a class, or play a live set. Let's talk about the everyday scenario most of us face. Imagine you're a freelance pianist who also writes pop arrangements for local bands. You need a keyboard that lets you switch from a weighted piano feel to a synth pad in the same song without hunting for a separate synth module. The PA5X's 88-key layout gives you that piano-like response right out of the box, so you can start a classical intro and then dive into a synth-driven chorus without missing a beat. Because the bundle includes the real-time controllers, you can assign loops, drum patterns, or effects to foot pedals or assignable knobs on the fly. In my test sessions, that meant I could trigger a drum fill with my left foot while my right hand stayed on the keys, something that would have required a separate loop station with a less integrated workflow. Now, you might wonder about the sound engine. Korg's reputation in this area isn't just marketing hype. The PA5X ships with a library of high-quality patches that span acoustic instruments, electric pianos, and modern synth textures. I loaded a few of the built-in band styles while recording a demo for a client, and the accompaniment tracks felt tight enough that I didn't have to edit timing afterward. For someone who doesn't want to spend hours layering MIDI tracks, that built-in arrangement capability is a genuine time saver. What about connectivity? The bundle includes all the standard inch jacks you'd expect: stereo outputs, headphones, sustain pedal, and a MIDI out. What surprised me was the inclusion of a USB audio interface that lets you record the keyboard's internal sounds directly into a DAW without a separate audio card. In practice, that meant I could plug the PA5X into my laptop, hit record, and capture the exact tone I heard in the room. No extra drivers, no latency headaches. For home studio owners, that's a solid piece of value that you typically have to buy separately. But no instrument is perfect, and the PA5X has a few practical trade-offs that matter once you bring it into a real gig or lesson environment. First, the weight. At nearly 30 pounds, it's not a keyboard you'll toss onto a coffee table and forget about. You'll need a sturdy stand or a keyboard table, and if you're a traveling musician, you'll have to factor in a case that can handle that mass. Second, the semi-weighted action, while great for most piano players, still lacks the full hammer action of a dedicated digital piano. If you're a classical pianist who insists on the exact feel of a Steinway, you'll probably notice the difference in the lower registers. Third, the built-in speakers are decent for practice, but they're not meant to fill a venue. You'll still need external PA monitors for larger rooms, which adds to the overall cost. Who should press the Add to Cart button for the PA5X? If you're a composer who juggles multiple roles, writing, arranging, and performing, and you need a single keyboard that can handle piano parts, synth leads, and backing tracks, this bundle hits a sweet spot. Music teachers who want to demonstrate a range of styles in one lesson will appreciate the instant access to band styles and the ability to assign different sounds to the real-time controllers without swapping gear. Small venue performers who need a reliable workhorse that can replace a keyboard, a loop station, and a small audio interface will also find the all-in-one nature a real money saver. Who should skip it? If you're purely a piano recitalist who only needs the most authentic piano feel, a dedicated digital piano with graded hammer action will be a better fit, and you'll end up paying less for exactly what you need. Likewise, if you already own a high-end audio interface, a separate synthesizer, and a dedicated arranger, you might be paying for redundancy. Finally, if you travel light and need a keyboard that fits under an airline seat, the PA5X's size and weight will be a constant inconvenience. Let's break down the practical strengths one more